Okay, stream's title's changed. We're on a super flat. Let's do some building, I guess. So, first thing first is, of course, that I want to, where I want to still have the kind of jungle tree base thing, but I'm just bone meal. But having just a tree like this, damn, that's even smaller than mine. Let me, I'm just getting this kind of as a base for my base. Come on. Is it? Why are you all so small? Please. There we go. That's more the size of mine. Oh, no, mine is shorter. But I think it's a good kind of starting point for sketching out some things. But making this a lot, like, wider and more organic tree shaped. We're gonna need so much wood. I should do the log. Wait. Yeah, this one. Oh shit! Where am I? Am I blind? There it is. I'm just trying to get like a footprint. I'm gonna be honest, I have not built an organic tree before, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to like define some roots. This is gonna be a chunky tree. Yeah. I think that's a decent, like, footprint, kind of. I guess. I've watched enough Korean to do this. No, I haven't. Also, Korean isn't. Organics is not Korean's main thing at all, so I don't know. This is. It's gotta be at least, like, one thicker, like, almost all the way through, honestly. And then I wanna, instead of climbing the vines and falling down and climbing the vines and falling down, we're gonna have like a spiral staircase, I think. And yeah. Cool shit. You know what? Maybe this will be my motivation to try to figure out a schematics mod, because recreating this from screenshots, hopes and dreams and memories does not sound like a fun time. I mean, I feel like that should also be part of my journey to be less mid, is to not be terrified of trying to figure out how mods work. And I know, like, some basic concepts of tree building, of like balancing, and the idea that if you pull out a branch, it kind of, both of the areas that that goes through has to be like kind of half of the branch they come from, those kind of things. So I don't feel like I'm totally winging this. Well, I am totally winging it, but I don't feel like I'm fully blind and incompetent. You know what? We're just gonna remove the leaves for now, actually. Or at least the lower leaf platforms. It's just gonna be easier to deal with. And this is even like big enough to where I can I could technically have something like inside of it. Maybe I'd like finally set up. Honestly, I like that shape. I think we're gonna work on this from like one view at a time. One angle at a time. That's the words. Just adding. Okay, I like that shape. Yeah, I think this area is starting to... That's good. Now here. How does that look? I need to pull this up too, don't I? Because I didn't think about that then, didn't I? Oh, there's... Just gotta break these manually. Blocking my view, how dare you! Okay. I like that. It's a little funky here. Let me instead try to pull this out into kind of one root and then bulk up that instead. How does that look? That's better. This one definitely needs to go. That one too. Yeah, okay. Let's pull this slightly higher. How far up do I go? Not actually that far. Okay. I want to do more of these, like, pulling up kind of the main heights. Okay. Because then I can kind of shape the rest going from those points and down. feel like this is coming along nicely. I am gonna, after I have the rough shape, probably see if I can go in with like some slabs and stairs and stuff to really smooth things out. That could be really cool if I could manage to do that in a nice way. I definitely need to pull this further out. I do think building is definitely not my worst skill. Well, my worst skill is quite obviously the like fighting aspect of Minecraft, quite quickly followed by the PvP aspects of Minecraft. But I'm not that bad at building. That's kind of what I've when I describe myself as mid, I do consider it very much averaging out my skills across the board. And I do think, while I'm in no way a super good builder and I don't, or anything like that, I definitely think my building skills balance out some of my more absolutely horrible skills with things like PvP. Okay, I'm liking that shape. Oh, that root's too chunky. But I have an idea of trying to pull these roots a little bit more into the ground. That would probably help out quite a bit, won't it? Yeah, that, I'm liking that. Yeah. Alright. This is... This I'm liking. Okay. Yeah, nice. I think I gotta remove the rest of the leaves. Because I'm thinking if I kind of get the tree canopy starting at this height, but then going up and out from there, I think that might be good. But I also gotta remember that this is supposed to be a base and not just a tree. That's kind of an important thing. But am I gonna trim it down for now to get a cleaner? Yeah, I am gonna cut this down actually. Just trimming the bush slightly. Just shaving the bush. Alright. And then that should... Oh, come on. No, that should all just leave on its own. Alright. We want some branches. I do think this is definitely like the front view. Should I maybe make like the spiral-ish staircase now to plan out kind of where... Because I'm thinking still having one branch that is like a bedroom bed area and one branch that is enchanting and stuff, but I'd also probably want space to have like potions there and books. Maybe even no, I want my trading stuff. I should move down to my trading hall, which we're also definitely reworking because oh my god, it ain't pretty. So yeah. There we go. I'm just thinking like how I want, because of course we want some amount of like balance, so we would want one branch there and one there, probably the smaller one further down, which I do think would be the bedroom. This might have to be even higher. Let me visualize a little bit on the ground. Okay, because if we have like one that goes out kind of here, then we'd want one that kind of goes out there, but it would have to go out further. Be bigger, which means that the actual end of the tree should tilt a bit that way actually to balance out that. Yeah, that is. Look at my little sketch, man. I'm a real artist. I'm scared to start doing anything. Oh, now I actually want to pull up like a reference of what a jungle tree is supposed to look like. Where's my phone? It's like I could. Can I reach it? Let's see. I got it. I could do it on my PC, but PC is in strong quotation marks. As fun fact, I'm streaming off a laptop and a laptop alone. Yeah. So everything is here. I'm playing Minecraft on like a small window up there, and I got my chat and my follower things and well my activity feed, and then I got OBS all crammed into one single laptop screen. But hey, at least I'm proving you don't need a fancy setup to start streaming. Because the thing with most trees in the jungle is, of course, that they don't really have lower branches. Because they need, like, it doesn't make sense for them to have lower branches because those branches are not getting any sunlight. They would have to be so far reaching those branches that the logic of how the Minecraft jungle tree works is stupid. So I do kind of just have to be a little creative, don't I? Yeah. I'm thinking if I tilt this one slightly forward but mostly out, and then tilt this one a lot, will also like slightly forward and out, and then I can tilt that back. Hey, Milkyang! Good to see ya! Hello. As you can see, we're like, yeah, no worries. We're doing a little bit of creative world planning, trying to do a little bit of some base upgrades. So currently trying to do organics in Minecraft for the first time. Well, not first. Okay, it is the first time I'm trying to do a custom tree. So this is going. It's going. That's about it. It is going. Okay, I think that branch in and of itself, I like the kind of chunkiness of it. Let me try to branch it slightly. Alright, because if we have like leaves in here, then then that kind of works as like a little bed area tucked in the canopy. I think that works. And then we would then need to pull out the kind of enchantment area up. Ugh, let me just remove the last hint that this was ever a normal jungle tree. And this definitely needs to be taller. But honestly, it's probably good to leave it there and then I can kind of split from that point outwards. Also, I should probably carve this slightly in, like slim it down where it has now kind of split out to make some logic into like, or I could simply pull these kind of all the way up to there. That's actually, that's nice. I like that. Because then that kind of already is thicker and I don't need to slim down this too much. So I have more material to work with to kind of make that top canopy. Alright, let's try to go here. This one starting a bit further back, but still going forward, I think. I have my little sketch of the shape over here. Which honestly, I really like the shape that kind of idea. It looks nice. Works. Is that a good height for it? It should probably be. It needs to go a bit more up. I'm gonna both put it higher to start with and need to pull it more up too. That might be better. Yeah, of course it looks stupid and thin and flimsy currently, but it's fine. We'll fix that. Okay. One thing I wish was like toggleable on Java is the fact that you don't immediately stop when flying when you stop pressing like forward flying. You're like gliding around in the air. That was the biggest like annoyance and difficulty in regards to going from playing Bedrock to playing on Java for me actually, especially because back then I was mostly like I was a kid messing around in creative. That's what it was. So when my main game mode suddenly had completely different movement physics, that kind of fucked me over. Oh, it was so annoying. But I've gotten used to it now. But it still is a little like you gotta take it into account when moving. Okay, how does that look? Yeah. Okay, that actually looks sick. Nice. It's just that, like, this part is too skinny to branch out into that many things. Let's pull this branch slightly further this way. Because that then kind of makes a bit more logical sense. And still has quite a nice shape to it. I think you should go even more up, actually. Maybe we'll bring you up 1, 2. Yeah, that's nice. Alright, then is the main canopy. Okay. And here we do actually wanna lean it slightly this way. Can we get away with that though? And how? Yeah. How many blocks is between these two areas? Kind of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of about 5-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we were to start kind of making the tree crown at this height, that would probably be good. Okay, now I gotta really take a step back and just imagine it. Because it kind of needs to go a little bit there, but mostly out that way, doesn't it? And it should go a lot up. Nearly as much kind of up as out. How is that length? Oh, it needs to be further. But I do kind of like that height, though. What about now? Yeah, that's good. How's our side profile? Oh. I might end up bringing that branch even further forward, actually, this bottom one. I really like the shape of it, but it's just checking it from the side. And like this will fill out that space kind of. And it looks good from the back, but I think those side angles is just a bit too flat. Yeah, that's really flat. Of course, that main canopy is going to help, but the main canopy also needs to be kind of in balance with the rest of things below it. And it's much easier to move this now than move the entire shape of the main canopy later. How about that? Because that still has the same shape there. But the shape here is better. But this should spread out that way instead, shouldn't it? Oh. Yeah. I think that's nice. Did we conclude that this was a good length? No, it needs to be further, doesn't it? We should also bring it more back. Because how's... Organics is such just flying around looking at it and going, this isn't good. Okay. That. I'm thinking kind of doing like 4 main kind of branches. And making the ones that are kind of tilting forward smaller. Because why would it curve like that? That makes no sense. know nature works in mysterious ways, but you gotta have a bit of logic to the shape. Oh. It's really rough at the moment. It looks like the two first branches, so nice. And then that guy, he's not doing too well. Let me just try to thicken them up slightly. That will hopefully help sell their shape a lot. Because they're really just kind of sketching out where the branches should be at this point. Not really the actual heft of them. That is definitely getting somewhere. I think we need to kind of carve down more. Whoop. More in the middle here. Let's take that one too. I like that. And then bring everything just a smidge further out. Like that. And then let's do a little fly around. Let's also take it in from ground level because, oh, at least the front view from ground level is stunning. That one is too straight. That needs to be a little too sharp of like a thing. The side profile isn't great, but it's not too bad either. The back looks decent. Yeah, this is... And if we get some like slight feathering kind of small branches out that way, I think that's going to be good. You need to get more that. Yeah, that's good. Now it's time to start filling in kind of some in-between branches. It's going to be interesting to see getting the leaves on here because that's also another thing that needs to be done. These branches have a logical shape. No, this one needs a partner. Okay, that shape is good, and if we pull that out here... Ooh, what if we actually do one that goes a little down? No, it shouldn't go down. If I want it lower, then I have to just pull it out from lower down. Let's do one there, and then we will do one here. But it's just a little guy. Yeah, that's nice. You definitely need something going out this way. Let's slim you down. There we go. That's good. That, and then... Yeah. I think that branch is good. Let's get one more little guy here. Okay, I think... Let's do a fly around. I think that is a good basic canopy shape. Gonna remove this vine for now. Okay, let's grab something. Which kind of is it spruce that would be probably the closest color match? I'd imagine that it would be spruce. It's just that this wood is so green, has such green tones in it, the jungle wood. And I don't think there's anything that has that color. In theory, I could... No, I don't know what I could. Now I'm just scrolling. I don't think there's anything that's gonna be closer in color. How would... Dark. Okay, I know this probably isn't gonna be... Right? Unless I do... Because I was kind of thinking that I should maybe do like some other wood types towards the bottom, maybe. That could give some like kind of shading, I guess. Ooh, it's definitely... Yeah, I think having some spruce at the bottom, having actually the entire bottom be spruce, maybe? And at that point, yeah, at that point we need to do like things down here with dark oak, but up in the canopy section where we would still have that, we would need to do it with that. Okay, yeah. Do it. Yes, very good. Well explained things. Doing the detailing. Words. Me do words good, yes. Hey, at least I got... Yeah, words are hard. But I am... First of all, English is not my mother tongue, and secondly, I'm diagnosed with words are hard, so I have a free pass to fuck up anything I want. Yeah. There. I'm gonna do at least like the 2 bottom layers fully, and then we'll see how far up I bring this. I gotta, I think, place all of the bottom areas and then take a step back and look kind of how far we should bring it. Just mindlessly breaking and placing blocks. Yeah. Okay. I think kind of up to like here. But of course, I think like, for example, that one should stay, but then we can kind of like vary it a bit how far up it goes. Like that. this is turning out good. Do I know anywhere with spruce trees in my world? No. Does that mean I'll simply have to go on a fun adventure to get spruce trees? Yes, that's my favorite part. Adventure, yeah. I think that is going out and looking for stuff and just exploring in Minecraft is one of my actual favorite things to do. I don't usually. It's not a very like, I don't know. I'd say efficient kind of way of playing the game. You don't get that much actually good stuff from it, but I really like doing it. I think there are things to be said about the loot table of the average Minecraft structure, but eh. I'm trying to do like some of the darker wood kind of in the areas where there would be like shade, I guess. I don't know. Does that just look like my tree has sweaty armpits? Maybe. My tree has sweaty armpits. Oh no. No, I like that actually. I do. This needs to be pulled further up. I can tell this needs to be like here. That, and then this definitely needs to be like that. Alright. How does that look? Yeah, I think that is good. Oh, little stretch. Oh, I have something funny to show. Because, for context, I was 14 and already extremely interested in Minecraft when the pandemic was happening. So I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that I had a slight, little itty bitty Dream SMP phase during that time. And I was cleaning my room today, and I seem to have cleaned too hard and unearthed something. Because I had a jacket that I had a bunch of patches on, and then I got the bright idea to make some felt patches that were like Dream SMP themed. And there's some that are like, oh, is Technoblade, yeah, and the discs and things, and that's fine. We got Rambo, Dream, fuck the guy, but he was cool back then, I guess. But the absolute I don't know if it's the bottom of the barrel or the peak of the mountain, but certainly the most interesting thing is bisexual Lemanberg flag patch. Like, what was I on? it's it's such a product of its time. Really, no other time where this could have been made other than like 2021. So that's on cleaning too hard at the back of a drawer. Yeah. So that was a little fun thing I found. Okay, let's start doing some refining of this shape. Mostly just adding slabs. Just add slabs. Slabbing up here. Ethos slab, perhaps? I'm not sure about the stairs. I think I might like mostly try to just use slabs for this detailing stuff. At least down here where it's mostly like oh yeah, truly what a time. Ah, missed it all. Yeah, no, I was, I don't know if it's lucky or unlucky enough to have been there from the very start till the very end. Certainly something. And it is kind of insane to think about just how big of a thing it was at its peak. Like, and it was, of course, it only managed to get that big because everyone was stuck inside, but it still is like a certain, as much as there are quite a few people that either at the time or after the fact were revealed to be very not great people that I do not endorse at all. It's still, there is something to be said about what they managed to just create, because it is, I don't think it's something that could be recreated, and there are certainly people that tried. Everyone wanted to be the next Dream SMP at one point. Okay. Oh. Also, as a to at least protect my character and my dignity slightly, I will say that I was mainly like the thing with the Dream SMP fandom was that it was one fandom, but it definitely had two kind of sides. You had the Dream Team and extended people, and the people that were mainly fans of them, and then you had the people who were mainly SBI fans. And the people that kind of were around them. And I was definitely more on the SBI side of things, which for a long time was like the way of saying like, yeah, haha, I didn't have the problematic people, and then the Wilbur thing happened. So, nothing's holy. Fuck that guy. Okay, is that, are my slab things working? Yeah, my slab things are working. I think these are a little, it is bothering me that these are just a bit too bright, but I don't think there's really much I can do about that until Mojang decides that they're, on top of adding all the other slab variants, are giving us actual like log slabs. I think this is as good as we're gonna get. There. Let's get some on the bottom here too. That's a good shot. There. All right. Ah. So you're just like that. Oh wait, there. Yeah, there is. The thing is, there's like, you gotta kind of, as a Minecraft viewer, you gotta kind of expect and accept that there will always be somebody who did something. And it is like the joke of, why is it always a Minecraft YouTuber touched a kid? But it's 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 more, I think it is definitely mostly like observational bias, where and it's not even that it's always, but it's always something. But I think it's more that Minecraft as like a content sphere is really big, and there will always be bad people in any group. And if the group is big, there'll be a lot of bad people simply for that fact. I choose to believe that it's that, and not just that this game is cursed. um, I think, at least on my side of the kind of things I watch these days, I think the last big scandal was, at least it wasn't somebody touching kids or really touching anyone. It was the fucking Avid and Marmalade thing, if you know about that. If not, it's a fucking insane story, actually. um, but I'm not sure if you're in, if you kind of know what's going on in that part of the community. Oh, you don't. So, Avid has technically been. Okay, now I gotta do. I'm not gonna do the story justice, but um, he Avid had been like doing content creation for multiple years, but he hadn't really uh been big. He had like his own little thing doing. He made like adventure maps and um uh and was like, his main server that he was involved with was this thing called Skyblock Kingdoms. And Marmalade, which also a YouTuber, my Minecraft YouTuber. I don't know that much exactly about what she did, but she was also on um, Skyblock Kingdoms, and was also is Avid's fiance. And then it's I'm gonna turn off this right one moment. Clear? No, weather clear, not clear. Weather clear. Okay. Where did I even start? Then last, and while Avid is quite small, he gets to know kind of, dang, that's a long name, Scott's Major, who is the like bigger creator that starts like getting him invited to bigger things. He was on Misadventures, LD Shadow Ladies, like fantasy, uh, very like building heavy server SMP, and then he really blows up with Vampires SMP by Pow, which was a Pow Creations thing last autumn. And this is, and generally most of like Skyblock's Kingdom as an extension of that, and Marm and people, they're getting like big time recognized to a new audience that autumn, and then like the next like months. And then I think late this spring, Avid suddenly, well, Avid was like very much often fighting for like talking a lot about misogyny and transphobia within the Minecraft community, and very much presenting himself as a voice like fighting against that, and pointing out things and stuff about that. And then he so he's in like a little bit of like he's a slightly like conflict centered person, where he often has opinions on whatever controversy is going on. And then one day he sends out a message in his Discord being like, and Marm also sends out a message in her Discord going, hey, we're quitting making content. We're taking a step back to protect ourselves and our family. Goodbye, without any more context. And it seemed, and everyone's like, whoa, that was very out of the blue, but okay, fair enough. If you don't feel comfortable in this space, it's so sad that you're leaving, but I guess we're sorry and we hope you have it good. And then a day later, the controversy is blown wide open because all of Skyblock Kingdoms, like genuinely, like the rest of Skyblock Kingdoms server, all the people there come out and go, hey, so uh, over the last week, uh, we've finally started talking to each other, and it turns out that for months, Avid and Morm had been like manipulating and trying to control their friends and fellow creators in their sphere, and like kind of forcing them to pick their side constantly, and anyone who criticized them would immediately be called like transphobic and misogynistic and everything like that. And it turned out that that Avid and Marm had this whole like genuine. There was a Word document that got like published that about like how they were planning on like tearing apart the bourgeoisie of the Minecraft community. I don't think they use that term, but like the big well established creators, and they were going to like try to destroy Power Creations and tear down Scott Daniels, long name Scott Major's entire platform. Literally the guy who made him famous. And they had like this whole plan of portraying all these big people as manipulative, evil people who you can't trust. And they were just actually insane. um, but at least it's all over now. But yeah, that was the Avid and Marm situation. Yeah. Hey, at least they didn't touch kids. And then I think after the fact, some people have been like noticed that the apparently like left behind Avid's um YouTube account has been, he's changed the name to like something like uh Delta Stories or something like that. So he's started like changing his accounts to this different username. So he's clearly not actually done, and he's trying to kind of build a new platform under a new name. But everyone has already very much spread the information that, hey, this is Avid. Do not support this dude. So he's not coming back anytime soon. But yeah, genuinely insane in my opinion. Yeah. Anyway, the tree is coming along good, I think. I am really liking it. I'm liking the darker wood. I do think the transition here is a little bit harsh, but I don't think Like, that's not gonna help anyway. So I don't think there's anything else I could really transition between unless I started using something that wasn't wood. Maybe I should. Maybe. Is there anything that would be a good transition block? I don't think so. Yeah, that was the like big thing that was really like, whoa. That really. Let's try brown terracotta. How will that look? Maybe. I'm not. That was brown concrete. Maybe just plain terracotta. Oh, that was way too light. Yeah, I am really happy with how this is turning out. That's a good like mix of that, but I don't know. I need something in between the two that has like the same level as noise as them, which the terracotta just doesn't. I mean, maybe dirt, honestly, might be like a good. Oh, that's too bright. Never mind. Nope. Dripstone. I think that dripstone is also going to be too light. Way too light. Soul sand. No. Well, I mean. No. Mud. That is a good shot. I think mud might be too gray. Yeah, that's way too gray. But it does have more noise. Okay, I'm gonna try this just for funsies. Even if this works perfectly. Ah, it doesn't. It's too red. Imagine if it was like, oh, ancient debris is the perfect block for this. Oh, that might. That kind of works, doesn't it? But it's not. It doesn't actually work. Let me try the mangrove. Oh my god, mangrove. Mangrove is actually really close to the jungle color just on its own. If the roots weren't a transparent block, I think they could be like a good. Yeah, world's most expensive tree. Hey, I have been known to use a block of netherite as decor in my base and another server I was on. So, no, I don't think this is really working. I think, as much as the transition is a little harsh, I don't think there is that much to be done about it. I am thinking about the mangrove, though. I do actually think it might be. It might be good. Just, like, a little bit as a transition block. Oh, but then I'd need to find a mangrove swamp. No. Oh. But I do like it, don't I? That's the problem. Can you leave? Shoo. Get out of here. What do you think? Is it just adding more noise, or does it actually blend the two at all? Or am I just, at this point, removing jungle wood because it's a little bit of an ugly block? I don't know. We're trying it. We are giving it a try. I do actually like it. Yeah, we're gonna keep that. And then I think maybe on like the branches where I didn't put the spruce on the underneath, I might put some of the mangrove on the underneath. Just to get that slight little color difference to indicate some hint of shadow. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Alright, back to placing slabs and stairs. I know it is also quite common to use like fences to really get thin branches, but with the fact that I'm gonna have to have quite dense foliage anyway because I want to stand in it. I'm not sure I'll do that. But I am gonna kind of stretch everything slightly further by adding some slabs. Okay. How does that look? That looks nice, I think. At least from the top, it looks nice. Alright. That is a good branch structure. I think now is the point where I should try to put in some like stairs up kind of, and generally actually putting things so that I can then kind of just cover it in leaves afterwards. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh no. Is it fine? Are we fine? Oh, we're fine. Ugh, I have the world's loudest sneeze most of the time, but I'm working on getting quieter sneezes because I've always sneezed super loudly, and then maybe like half a year ago I came across this video that discussed how sneezing, at least the sound that you make while sneezing, is entirely a social thing that you've learned to do subconsciously. Because and the thing that proves it is that deaf people who were born deaf don't make a sound when they sneeze. Because why would they? They've never heard somebody sneeze. Isn't that wild? Which means that I can, in fact, just not sneeze as loud as I do. And I should, in fact, try to not sneeze as loud as I do. Oh, would it be fun with crimson? Oh, don't let me do purple. Oh, I'm gonna do purple. I'm gonna do purple stairs. Oh, it's too late. I'm doing purple. Nothing can stop me from purple. Oh, no. Wait, let me. No, I gotta think. Is this remotely a good idea? Probably not. What was I gonna? I was gonna grab I think you could be fun. Like, you know, that's also like jungly with the bamboo. If you want to lean really into the jungle theme, we could go for, yeah, a little fun fact. So also anyone who has like a super cutesy little achoo sneeze, and they say no 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 no, it's natural, it's just how I sneeze. It may be, yes, they have not practiced it, but it is there is no such thing as a natural sneeze. Hmm. I mean, we do have a trial chamber nearby, so we could do like the green. No, I um. Oh, it's gonna be purple. It's gonna be purple. Let me get a little color palette here, because if we, because I'm kind of thinking like what other blocks would I combine this with? Because I think it's gonna be really boring if I just have purple, have this crimson as the block. I don't think, yeah, no, we're not doing with the stem, with the bark on. There isn't that many other like purplish blocks to pair it with, like pinkish blocks to pair it with. That's the one problem, is that, I mean, unless we're gonna go for like, oh, that actually works, doesn't it? That does fucking work. What kind of weird ass treehouse am I making? That's it's like a treehouse that has been infected by nether. It does work well, doesn't it? That's the thing. It does, in fact, have the depth to match that, doesn't it? Oh my god. It's gonna be the most funky sounding treehouse too, because you have the. It's a tree with a fashion. It's got the brick sound that is like super loud, crunchy brick sound, and then the wood, the warped and crimson wood sounds are so funky because they're not wood, they're mushroom. And it's just gonna be the most funky sounding treehouse. But I do think this is the way to go, isn't it? Oh my god. I don't know. Yeah, this is. The fact that we have both nether brick fences and nether brick walls is a little weird to me. Especially because the nether brick fences don't connect to normal fences, and they don't connect to walls. They only connect to themselves. What? What is this? Weird ass block. It's just the only reason we have it is because it's old. That's the only reason it's here, is because it's fucking ancient and it's been in the game forever, and you can't remove it now, even though it makes no sense. Okay, I think that is nice. I'm gonna. I don't know. I think I might have to. I should probably do actually the platforms first to get the shape of them, and then figure out the staircase from there, maybe, or just kind of make the staircase go up to here, and then yeah, no, I'll just make the staircase go up there. And let me think of how I want this to be like winding. Mm, I do think going up on, coming up there, and then winding around to the back there, and then wrapping around and coming, because I think the best place to kind of come into the canopy would be like up that way, but I do think it can wrap up like that, probably. I don't know, it seems a bit steep, so I might end up like wrapping in there. I'm not sure about that, but I do think the best shape would be to pull it down this way. I'm just gonna start by getting like a basic shape, and then I can make it more nice and elaborate of a staircase later. And see if this steepness of staircase is gonna be good. For example, here is like it's sticking like that. I'm not super fan of that, which means that this would have to go further out there. And it's not actually wrapping that far around, that's the thing. So I might want to have like some places where I'm using stairs and some where I'm using slabs. Like if I use that and then that might work. And you would go here. And then we'd get the stairs here. Because how does that look kind of shape-wise? I do like that actually. And it also works out with like the placement of the stairs. Like every rotation kind of brings it a good amount down to do the stair thing. That's good. Question now is whether I pull it out just down, like kind of a little bit. I don't want it to spiral entirely down there, especially because it is going to wrap around up there probably. So having it kind of go down like that. Is that a cat that is wandering all the way out there? It is. Hey kitty kitty. Meow meow meow. Okay, I do think it needs to then go down a bit steeper. Let's just put you there. Then this one here, maybe? I don't know. Or should I just go stairs all the way down from here? Yeah, it probably should be, shouldn't it? No, I think actually having it maybe going here might be cute. How about that? Yeah, I like that. I think I need to make the staircase slightly more funky. In the shape department. Shapes and colors. I think I am liking the shape of this. Kind of how it is. this slightly more out. I think I gotta experiment a bit to figure out exactly what I'm gonna do because I want something actually like holding the staircase up. Right now I'm just trying to figure out the shape of the staircase, and that's about it. But I think that first section at least is good there. It is definitely a little funky, but this base was funky to begin with, so we're really just sticking with what we were already doing. Okay, there. And then out one more. These two here. The question is, are we gonna be able to wrap around correctly to here? If we say that that is where we want to be. I think we might need to do like staircase all the way back here to get the right height. Yeah, that works out wonderfully. And we can do that. Yeah, that's great, actually. How does that shape look? Oh, that's cute. And that, because it's like, actually, let's pull this up slightly so that it has a more funky shape to it. Okay, that I like better. It was too uniform when it was just all stairs. I like that it has... I want to get that organic feel for the staircase too. It's whimsical. There. And then this part is where I'm kind of a little curious about what's gonna happen. I might actually... Yeah, we are definitely pro whimsy. So incredibly pro whimsy. Not only are we pro whimsy, we are pros at whimsy. Look at me, I got antlers. Not that the camera picks it up very well with the fucking sun that's that lamp. I need better lighting. It's on the list, but I don't have infinite money to spend on equipment. So it'll come eventually. Okay. I am actually kind of liking that. Am I though? Okay, actually having it like a slimmer staircase at the top there, that is fun. It is at a high risk of falling off. I do think I'm gonna have some amount of like railing, so that's not really gonna be a problem. But it can be if we wanted to. No, I think no. I think I at least have to have it go a bit more like this if I want it like that. Getting it just a bit more like carved into the wood here. Because a cat could just do that, but then it gets that problem of being too straight. If I do that, then I give it more of a reason to not be that straight. Come on. Let me actually just... Is that doing it? I like that, actually, yeah. I do. Oh, no! You're not critical. It's fine. Put a little slab there instead. No, that still doesn't work. Fine. Fine, then. I think... Yeah, I think that helps bring it more into one piece. Also, I'm gonna make this part purple too, instead of... Yeah. Alright, that, I think, is a good staircase sketch. We have the shape. And I think I'm gonna leave it there for today. Me is tired. But in good news, I've finally decided to stick to a little bit of a streaming schedule at least. I'll, as far as possible, be live every Sunday at same time as I usually am, and then I might stream during the week. Else, other than that, but at least every Sunday, like clockwork. Yeah, I am really happy with that shape. Like, for genuinely never having tried to build an organic tree before, this is very good. I'm super excited to keep going on it, but I'm tired. That's the honest truth. Me's EP. Alright. I will be seeing you guys another time. Thank you so much for having watched, chatting, or lurking, or anything, stopping by. I appreciate you all so much. And I will see you all again in a week's time. Bye bye!